The summer movie season is here, and X-Men Origins Wolverine is the first movie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm a huge X-Men fan. I've been a fan of the X-Men since I was a little kid, and I think that the first two movies in the series are excellent, and I think the third one was retarded, and this one is somewhere in the middle ground between retarded and excellent, which that's a huge area, but really it would be between the 9.5 I gave, like 9.5 out of 10, or I guess 4 stars since I use the star rating system here. 4 stars for X-Men 2, and the 1.5 stars I would have given X-Men 3. With this movie, the reviews were pretty lame. I mean, they weren't absolutely horrible, but they were definitely subpar compared to what most superhero movies get nowadays. I really feel that Marvel has decided that at least they're going to just throw caution to the wind and abandon story, considering Wolverine has been the lead character in 3 films. I guess they decided that even though this is an origin story, they don't really need to focus on it that much because we really don't get much backstory to Wolverine. It's pretty much about 15, 20 minutes of his story, and then we're just thrust into action scene after action scene after action scene. And the action scenes are good. I think they're very well done, and the effects are very good. And, you know, it's a crowd-pleasing movie. Also, it's a crowd-pleasing movie in that anybody who was a fan of the other movies, or even a fan, or just a mild fan of the X-Men, who at least know characters, like can recognize Quicksilver or Emma Frost without their names being given, then, you know, they'll like this movie because those characters make brief appearances. And it's, I don't know, I would think that is actually a little bit frustrating. That they do throw a whole bunch of cameos in this that really are not necessary. And Deadpool's character is, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is only in the movie for like 8 minutes and has maybe 2 paragraphs of dialogue. And Blake mentioned that the character comes back later. Yeah, well, here's the problem. The character comes back later in a totally different form than what he was in at the beginning, and not only is he completely lacking in any charisma or interest, he doesn't talk anymore. That's the whole purpose of Deadpool, is to hear him talk, because that's what he's known for, and that's what we all wanted. Every X-Men fan wanted to hear Deadpool joke, and we get like 3 quips in the 6 minutes that he's on screen. That is a disservice to X-Men fans across the universe, because I'm sure there are some aliens on some planet that love X-Men too. Anyway, as I was watching this movie, I realized that although the action scenes are well done, and I really do like Jackman and Schreiber in their roles, that a lot of the dialogue is completely stereotypical of big-budget Hollywood, Bruce Willis, Jason Statham style action movies. And, you know, sometimes those movies become classics, but more often than not, they end up being a movie like Mark Wahlberg's Shooter a couple years ago that barely anybody remembers. But if they watched it on TV, they would be like, that was okay. And honestly, that's sort of how I feel about this movie, is that it's just okay. It's not good. It's not bad. It's completely in the middle, because it's too disrespectful to X-Men fans and too focused on the action with a sacrifice to story and interest. But the action is so good, and the 2 main characters do so well in their roles, and it remains entertaining enough that you don't feel like you're being cheated. So it sits squarely in the middle ground, which leads to my final conclusion that this is a disappointing film, because I was expecting no less than 3.5 stars from this movie. and instead I'm giving it 2.5 stars and saying only see it if you just want a stupid action movie and don't care about the story, really don't care about character development, and really don't care if the movie feels rushed, because the movie does feel rushed. It feels like it needed 20 more minutes, and especially needed more time with Wolverine, Deadpool, and the rest of Team X, because they only have one mission together. Not only is that a really cool part of Wolverine's past, but it's vital to the story and to the development, and it's just skimmed over. So overall, I am disappointed with this movie, but not totally disappointed, and I would probably see it again on DVD just to see the special features and to watch it again just to make sure that I'm correct in my assessment this time. It's not bad, though, and, you know, if you are just in the mood for a big action movie, go ahead, but don't expect to be really interested or invested in the characters, because it's just a dumb action movie, unfortunately. So, this is the Great Bob Ross. I will be seeing Star Trek next week, and I'm probably not going to see Terminator, probably not going to see many movies, because I'm saving up to go to a concert at the end of this month, so it'll be kind of scarce, or sparse, whatever, reviews. I may put up some DVD reviews. I don't know. But have a good summer. Hopefully the next few summer movies that I see will actually not be disappointing. Catch you later. Great Bob Ross, out.